NewsView, a look at some of the news of note with Michael Badger from Champaign-Urbana, Illinois.
Hello and welcome to NewsView on a Friday night in Urbana-Champaign, Illinois, or Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, or Chambana, Illinois, or whatever you want to call it. I'm Michael Badger, and this is the news. President Obama has remarked that Palestine should have its borders based on the pre-1967 war boundaries, according to the Associated Press today. In a speech, or yesterday, in a speech outlining U.S. policy, Obama Thursday sided with the Palestinians' opening position a day ahead to visit to Washington by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And Netanyahu is vehemently opposed to referring to the 1967 borders, and that is a quote from the Associated Press. And until yesterday, the U.S. position was that the Palestinian goal of a state based on the 1967 borders should be reconciled with Israel's desire for a secure Jewish state through negotiations. But President Obama has just changed that position. And in other news more close to home, the Illinois Department of Transportation, along with police and safety advocates, are launching, well, they already have launched pretty much, the Safe Motorcycle campaign, and that is it's called Start Seeing Motorcycles. The campaign urges drivers to share the road, and they say you'll expect to see more motorcyclists on the road. Governor Quinn also declared May as Motorcycle Awareness Month in Illinois. According to IDOT, those comparisons made by Quinn show that motorcyclists are among the most vulnerable highway users, and data shows that about half of all fatal motorcycle crashes involve a single vehicle, and the other half involves multiple vehicles. And they want you to start seeing motorcycles. They're going to have free cycle riders safety courses available statewide for motorcycle riders about safety and training and knowledge. And the courses will be through Northern Illinois University, University of Illinois Champaign, Illinois, Illinois State University, and Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. IDOT is expecting 20,000 riders to receive training this year. And for more information on the campaign, you can visit the campaign's website at startseeingmotorcycles.org. That's startseeingmotorcycles, one word, .org. And in other news, the ASPCA has come up with a list of the top 10 toxic items to keep away from your pets. And those are human medications. They're one of the top of things on the list of pet toxins. Another thing is insecticides. Another is rodenticides and people food. Now, they say that things like grapes, raisins, onions, and garlic are commonly ingested by pets but can cause kidney failure in dogs. Grapes and raisins can cause kidney failure in dogs, so do not give your dogs onions or garlics either, because they can cause anemia if they had enough. And there are some other things. You do not want to give your dogs the same food you're eating. It's not good for them. Another thing is veterinary medications. If you give them the wrong dosage, or if the animal gets into the bottle, if your pet drinks a whole bottle, or eats chewable medications that taste good, they say contact your veterinarian if your pet ingests more than his proper dose of medication. Another thing your pet shouldn't eat that's okay for you to eat is chocolate. Chocolate contains methylxanthines or something, which act as stimulants to pets. The darker the chocolate, the more of those it has, and they can cause agitation, vomiting, diarrhea, high heart rate, muscle tremors, or seizures, and even death. So you do not want to give a dog or cat or any of your pets chocolate either. Other things are household toxins like cleaning supplies, bleach, acids, alkalis, and other detergents, which can cause a corrosive injury to the mouth and stomach of a pet. Other household items such as batteries and liquid potpourri can cause similar problems. Always keep these toxins behind safely, securely locked doors. Also keep plants, any house plants, away from your pets, because they can cause life-threatening kidney failure in cats, while sago palms can cause liver failure in dogs and cats. Keep house plants and bouquets away from your pets. Another thing is herbicides, many of which have a salty taste, and follow label directions on those and keep pets off treated areas until they are dry. And one more is outdoor toxins such as antifreeze, fertilizers, and ice melting substances. These are all found outdoors. Keep them securely locked in sheds or on high shelves where pets cannot get to them. You can call the Animal Poison Control Center's 24-hour hotline at 1-888-426-4435. And you can also visit the SPCA's Poison Control website if you run into a problem at aspca.org. And I think we'll go to our first break tonight on NewsView. Have a great evening and get ready for more news and weather right here on NewsView. and welcome back to NewsView. Our next story is from farmanddairy.com, and the headline is, "Rain-soaked fields have farmers wondering how much nitrogen is left in the soil." Dateline, Urbana, Illinois. Wet soil conditions this spring are causing growers to question nitrogen levels present in their soils, and how that will affect this year's crop. And that's a quote from the story. That's the first part. All this water we've gotten from the rains lately in Illinois have made the conversion of ammonium to nitrate possibly difficult, and the amount of nitrification that occurs in the soil is largely dependent on soil temperature and the elapsed time from the application until the soil becomes saturated with water. The greatest reason for concern of nitrogen losses at this time would be if full nitrogen application guidelines were not followed, says Mr. Fernandez, who is a University of Illinois extension specialist in soil fertility and plant nutrition. And because soils have been cool and wet until recently, and nitrifying bacteria need warm temperatures, Fernandez said it is likely that little fertilizer nitrate has been transformed to nitrate, or fertilizer N has been transformed to nitrate, or soil N mineralized at this point. So I meant to say N for instead of nitrate, because fertilizer N has to become nitrate. People want to do something over nothing, according to UPI, which shows that Americans are very busy compared to people in other countries. Dolores Abrason of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign says engaging people's different levels of activity in various countries, she observed those in the United States were a lot busier than those living in other countries. She says, quote, "People have this inclination to do more, even if what they do is trivial," unquote. And she, along with Justin Hepler and Melanie Tannenbaum, also of the U of I at Urbana-Champaign, found the series of experiments getting people to think about physical activity made them more interested in political activity. So many psychologists have, quote, "the idea that people have these highly specific goals," unquote, Abrason says in a statement. She also says that quite often some people have a proportion of time engaged in the global level that they want to do something, but what we do ends up not mattering much. You could end up with productive behavior like work or impulsive behavior like drug use. The findings are published in the Current Directions in Psychological Science. And the next story is also Dateline Champaign, Illinois by UPI. They're saying that the surge in U.S. vehicle usage beginning in the 1950s through today may explain America's surging levels of obesity, the researcher suggests. Sheldon H. Jacobson of the U of I in Champaign and students Douglas M. King and Ron Yoon analyzed annual vehicle miles traveled per licensed driver as a surrogate measure for a person's total sedentary time. If you look at the past 60 years plus, the automobile has become our primary mode of transportation, they said. If we drove more, we become heavier as a if we drive more, we become heavier as a nation, and the lack of activity may eventually lead to aggregate levels of obesity, says Jacobson. Quote, when you are sitting in a car, you are doing nothing, so your body is burning the least amount of energy possible, and if you are eating food in your car, it becomes even worse. Unquote. The findings are published in the journal Transport Policy. Well, I'm Michael Badger, and if you have any news, you can email it to me at newsview@email.com. Questions, comments are welcome as well. Ideas for the program, and also the website is www.newsviewtv.com. You can check that out if you haven't already. There isn't much news there yet. I apologize for that. I plan to have more news, but most of the news is in video form on YouTube at IOPH3. The channel name is IOPH3 on YouTube. And on Facebook, if you like NewsView on Facebook, then you can get more news updates that way as well. And thanks for watching NewsView. The weather is next after this break. And here's your NewsView weather forecast for the Champaign-Urbana area and the surrounding local area. Friday night, a low temperature will be 61 degrees Fahrenheit, probably, with a 30% chance of thunderstorms. Saturday, the high temperature will reach 76 degrees Fahrenheit probably, and a probability of precipitation of rain at 80% for Saturday. Saturday night, mostly cloudy and a low of 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunday, 83 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. And Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 65 degrees Fahrenheit. This has been your NewsView weather forecast, and your weather forecast continues with what I just read on the next slide. The Crime Stoppers Bulletin for this week is that on Friday, May 13th, at approximately 3:20 p.m., an armed robbery occurred in the 500 block of East University Avenue, Champaign. The victim described the suspect as a black male, approximately 5 foot 10 inches, tall, thin build, wearing a black hat, sunglasses, black shirt, and carrying a black backpack. The suspect displayed a firearm to the victim and fled with an undisclosed amount of cash and property. The suspect was last observed running southwest from the 500 block of East University Avenue. If you have any information regarding this crime, please contact Crime Stoppers. If you have any information regarding the identity and/or location of this suspect, call Crime Stoppers at 217-373-TIPS or 217-373-8477. That's 373-8477 in the Champaign County area, or if you have any information about this crime at all. Information can also be sent by anonymous web tip by going to www.373tips.com. 373 tips is one word. Or by sending an anonymous cell phone text to the following, which is TIP397, plus the information to CRIMES or 27437. The information you provide is confidential. You do not have to give your name or appear in court. Crime Stoppers will pay a reward if the information you provide leads to an arrest for this crime. Cash rewards are also paid for information on other felony crimes or fugitives in the Champaign County area. And that is Champaign County, Illinois. And thank you for watching Newsview tonight. This has been your Crime Stoppers Bulletin from the Champaign County Crime Stoppers in Illinois.